Alright, so today we had another weekly Warriors Den live stream. And today we got word on a huge testing grounds. There was a lot of info, so I'm going to try and be brief and boil things down. So let's not waste any time and get right into it. So testing grounds, it's a big one and it's live right now. This phase of testing grounds is about improving the fight system. There are a lot of things going on that we've been asking for or talking about for such a long time. I feel like I was just talking about wanting a lot of these changes just last week. Stamina changes, feint believability, recovery, zone attack comfort, and the improvement of offense as a whole. There was a lot, and since I'm recapping, I won't be able to talk about every single detail, and I won't go too deep into anything for the sake of time, so keep that in mind. They mentioned that something like 980 damage values were looked at, so this video will be just to recap because this is the largest set of changes the fight system has seen at once. So let's start off with their goals with these changes. In short, they want to improve offense and improve consistency. They want players to feel like they are able to attack without taking these large risks. So with improving offense, they want to make the game move more towards read-based defense rather than reaction-based defense, so that attacks land more often. Something that we've seen make its way into the game slowly over the years. And with this, they want us to all attack more often and use more of our attacks, so they've changed things like damage, stamina penalties, and recoveries. Now with consistency, they talked about how players would delay their attacks to make them more tough to defend against, and claim that these attacks made the game less accessible as it introduced unnecessary dexterity to use. So they've made changes to make attacks look more consistent and all act as though they were delayed. This allows them to help reduce things like flickers and even make zone attacks easier to perform. That's basically a brief overview. Now, in making attacks look more consistent, they've messed around with the visible attack speed. So all attacks now hide the first 100 milliseconds of their animation and indicators to their opponents, which differs from the live game. We've seen them do something like this before with something like stun tap. Also, feints, soft feints, and cancels will now look more believable as they also follow these changes. Stamina also received a pretty big change. They removed the penalties on whiffed attacks as well as blocked attacks and parried attacks. I'm a fan of this change. This will make throwing out attacks less risky across the board. I'm sure that gladiator mains are happy that they can actually use their skewer now. There have also been changes with a lot of the damage values in the game. Generally, the damage for attacks have been lowered. However, some attacks may have been buffed a bit if they were below the curve, and they did this to make attack values more consistent across the entire roster. On top of this, attack recoveries have been messed around with, so all light attacks and heavy finishers have had their hit, normal block, and interrupt block recoveries normalized to 700 milliseconds. Again, making things more consistent. So now people should understand why they may have been caught here or feel clunkier in some situations, while also making some heroes not feel so sluggish. A few other attacks were also targeted for nerfs because of the previous changes. Orochi's top light opener and zone attack, Shaolin's top light opener, and Lawbringer's top light opener have been slowed down to 500 milliseconds. So all the faster than average openers other than Peacekeeper Zone has been slowed down. On top of this, Orochi and Nusha's chain lights are now easier to dodge when they follow a light attack. They made these changes to reduce the frustration that these attacks provided, and that is the quick rundown. I tried to be really brief this time or this video would take like 20 minutes. So again, I wanted to mention that I didn't talk about each and every detail. I just wanted to cover the main points and talk about what you could expect from the testing grounds. The game is definitely going to feel different. As soon as this video goes up, I'm going to put a lot of time into the testing grounds and talk about everything later on. Also, custom games are now available in the testing grounds, which is really nice. I like these changes a lot on paper. A few things caught my attention, especially the comments about delayed attacks and dexterity, because I feel like with just a little bit of practice, you can pull delayed attacks off consistently, but it is what it is. I'm going to play through the testing grounds on PC and console this time around because the game is going to feel different over there. It's still going to be For Honor, but I'm just really curious. So I'm going to knock the dust off of my Xbox and PS4 and give it a go tonight or tomorrow, as I want to see it with my own eyes, how these attack visibility changes will make the game feel over there, as I've always felt like console was more aggressive and players can get away with more. But I'm going to save my rambling for another time. I'm going to end the video here. Feel free to let me know what you guys think down in the comments. How are you feeling about this at first glance? Also, if you like the faster delivery of information in this video, let me know that as well. And as always, if you like the video, feel free to leave a like and sub if you're new, and I will talk to you guys in the next video.